Hey, what's up everyone? Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I make 4K per month video editing with just one client. And I don't work any more than 4 hours per day. Without wasting any more of your time, let's get into it. So you might be wondering, who the fuck is this guy? As the famous Conor McGregor would say. Well, I'm not really anybody. I'm just a normal guy. I do video editing. I make 4K per month. Just a little bit about myself. I'm from the UK. I used to work a warehouse job in the freezer. So I was working in minus 27 degrees. So let's just write this down here, minus 27 degrees Celsius. As you can see, I'm very sad. I wasn't happy. I was depressed, not happy with my life. Yeah, didn't have anything going for me, not making any money, just living at home still. Also, no goals and ambitions. I had goals and ambitions, but I didn't have any drive, I wasn't doing anything to get out of my situation. Until one day, back in March 2025, I decided to quit my job and pursue video editing. And long story short, about a year and a half later, I'm now here living in Bangkok, Thailand. As you can see, this is me chilling in my condo pool area overlooking the entire city of Bangkok here. As you can see, it's pretty nice. Like I say, guys, you might be thinking bro, this must be crazy expensive. No, I make 4K per month. This condo that I live in, my room, it costs $500 per month. It's extremely cheap. It's an extremely nice condo. As you can see, I've got a nice infinity pool, very high up overlooking the entire city. Guys, you don't need to make a lot of money. I'm not coming on this video and telling you guys that I'm making 10, 20K per month and that's what you need to make. No, you don't need to do that at all. You can literally make a nice chill 2K per month and live a good life. Move out to a place like Bangkok or just Thailand in general because it's so cheap. The lifestyle that you get for the money you pay is extremely worth it, and there's a reason why you see so many people coming over here. But I'm not here to pitch you about Thailand. I'm just saying what the possibilities are if you can go ahead and make a few $1,000s online, because it can change your life, and it has changed my life. Also in Bangkok, I've got a bunch of my friends who live out here as well. We've got a great group of people over here. Yeah, like I say, back in the UK, I didn't have any of this, man. I had a few friends, but it wasn't anything, there was no all these guys, they're all young, ambitious men. We all have a similar mindset, all have similar goals, ambitions and everything. So it's just a good group of people to be around. They're all extremely chill. The life video editing has brought me is a pretty good life, I must say. And like I said before, I'm making 4K per month with just one video editing client. So let me just write this down here, one C for client. Now you might be wondering, how have I done this? Why are you not getting multiple video editing clients? How are you making this much from one guy? Because so many editors, they think that the more video editing clients, the more money they'll make. And that's absolutely far from the truth. And that's what I'm going to be showing you guys in this video. So without further ado, let's get into it. So for section 1, I'm going to be explaining why most video editors are broke, and controversial one, it's not because of their editing. Now you might be wondering, that makes no sense. If they're a video editor, why would their video editing not matter? It's a good question. Let me explain. So many video editors have this mindset, right, of the flashier they can make an animation look, the more money and the more clients they will get. And that is so far from the truth. Literally, that is the opposite of what you should be doing. Now I get it, because I was in the same situation. I used to do that. I used to post my edits on Twitter, and actually, let me go ahead and show you here. So go to my Twitter over here. You can see I've posted a lot of my stuff, but I want to go specifically to my flashy animations that I used to post. Right, so for example, this was the one that did the best. So you can see I got 6,000 views here, nearly 170 likes, 50 comments. I got a ton of inbound leads from this, from multiple different clients, agencies, clients, that kind of stuff. And listen, don't get me wrong, it was a nice dopamine hit to get all this engagement, get a ton of inbound leads and stuff. I thought I'm doing something right, because it's just that thing in your brain, where it receives a lot of dopamine from something, it thinks it's the right thing, and it's not. Now, here's the thing. Every single client that either reached out to me from these kind of posts with the flashy animations, or clients that I actually did end up working with because they reached out to me because of these flashy animations, they were all a bad client. Now let me explain why. Your client's audiences does not care about how flashy your animations look. Trust me when I say this, they do not care. They're not there to watch the editor's work. They're there to watch the client's work, especially when you're working with B2B clients, business owners. I'm going to put a B for that. People selling mentorships, just any kind of thing that they're selling through their content. Trust me when I say the viewer don't care. They're not watching the video and thinking, oh, bro, this animation looks so sick, bro. Who's the video editor? Like they're not doing that. As much as you like to think that they are, they're not doing that, unfortunately. What the viewer actually cares about is the content. As you can see, I've got really good spelling, and the context of the content, if you can even read that. Say, for example, it's just any of these kind of clients, you know, they're a B2B or business owner, or they're selling a mentorship. They are trying to sell the person watching that content into buying their product, right? Now, in order for them to do this, like I say, they need context. So this basically means that you should edit less and edit with more intent. Now I can go more into detail into this topic if you guys want me to in a later video. So what this does, it leads to you working with clients who treat you like they are your boss. So you're the employee and you are a disposable robot. And you know what? They're right. Because if you're focusing on just this and all these things that 99% of video editors do, you are a disposable robot, because you're literally doing nothing different, providing no more value than, you know, the guy who charges $5 for a 20-minute video. You know, he can do the exact same thing as you, maybe even better than you. But I also wanted to make the point that these kind of clients who also only focus on getting editors who have flashy animations and can make the video look visually pleasing but don't care about anything else other than that, they are the kind of clients that you want to avoid, and I will go into this later in the video. But if you are a disposable robot, if you're an employee to these guys, you know, you're following the script, they brief you, you follow the instructions, you do the edit, you are replaceable. And therefore, that leads into my next point about your rate will never ever go up. For good reason, because why would they ever pay you more? Say, for example, you send them a message, you get on a call with them, talking about how you should get a pay rise because you provide so and so amount of value. What value do you provide, bro? You don't provide any value. You provide value, but you don't provide any more value than the next guy, right? So why would they ever pay you more? They can literally just drop your ass, go onto Upwork, pay $10 for some guy from a third world country, and he will probably do a better job than you visually, right? Mechanically, he might do a better job than you, because his role is to also just follow the instructions, do exactly what the client tells him to do, and not provide any sort of input or any kind of value himself to help the client. So then this also means no stability. You're never going to have consistent work because you're constantly going to be overturned, you're constantly going to be underpaid. And I can relate to this because I was in the same position as well. You know, when I'd say in the first year of video editing, from when I started to a year later or so, I was in the exact same position. You know, I had clients who were extremely inconsistent. They would only send me a video when they decided they wanted to record. There was no consistency there. It wasn't like a weekly thing or every 2 weeks or anything. It was just like, oh, let me do record today. Like, and that could be one video every month. That could be one video every 2 months, 3 months. I think I went at one point 2 or 3 months without a single video from any of these clients. So these aren't the kind of clients that you want to work with. You're never ever going to break more than 1K per month if you are sticking with these kind of clients, right? So then that leads me to the next section, the mindset shift. You need to stop thinking like an editor. Again, just like this point before, you might be thinking, that makes no sense. I'm a video editor. Why would I stop thinking like an editor? Now, listen, if you want to go ahead and work with, you know, a Mr. Beast style creator or a gaming creator or something like that, where these flashy animations and all this like entertainment editing BS all do matter, this isn't the right video for you, because we're trying to actually make decent money here. We're trying to live a life that we actually want to live, you know, have location, time freedom, only work a few hours per day. We want to do that. And when you're working with these guys, their deadlines are extremely tight. The editing is crazy. Like the amount of editing you got to do in that short amount of time to get it done. You know, you're working 15 hours per day for $200 for a video. Like it's you're never going to get the life that you want doing these kind of edits for these kind of clients, right? When working with business owners or B2B owners or anyone who has a product to sell through their content, the chances are they don't know much about content. Maybe they're already established on YouTube. They know a thing or two, you know, but most of them, they have their business, right? They want to attract leads, and that's why they come onto YouTube. Their sole priority is their business. So they don't know much about the YouTube game. That's where you should come in as the creative. You don't want to be the guy who is following instructions, because then you're just going to be stuck in this section for your entire career, you know? You don't want to be replaceable. That's the whole point. We want to make you irreplaceable. We want you to be able to ask for a pay rise and actually get it, because the client understands the value that you provide. So let's have a little guy here. He's sad. You can see that sad face. This guy is replaceable. I'll just put rep because it'll take too long, because he follows instructions. And this guy over here, he's happy because he edits with intent. He actually uses his own brain. He provides his own input. So therefore, it makes him valuable. Therefore, he is I'll put for irreplaceable. Now, I used to be this guy right here, and now I slowly transitioned into this guy. So I actually want to tell you guys a little story about my current client who I'm making 4K per month with, as you can see here. I want to tell you guys how that came about, because it didn't start off with me making 4K per month. Absolutely not. It started off with an inconsistent per video basis. And funnily enough, he actually reached out to me through one of my worst performing Twitter posts, actually. So basically, you know how I was talking about earlier, how I used to post viral flashy edits and stuff that got a lot of like engagement, you know, they did pretty well and stuff. You got inbound leads and stuff. Well, I also would post stuff that I did genuinely enjoy making, which was vlog editing, right? Vlog intros, and specifically vlog intros or vlog editing, sorry, for business owners. You know, they have some kind of product to sell, whether that's a mentorship or if they have a business and they want to drive clients and leads to it. It's that kind of niche, right? And these vlogs, they would never do well. Now, these numbers are actually a bit inflated now. Like at the time when he reached out to me, I would say it was no more than 500 views and like 10 likes or something like that. You know, it didn't do well at all, especially compared to like these ones, 50 likes, 60, nearly 80 likes, all these kind of things, right? I'd never get any kind of messages from these other than like from my friends, you know, from my friends. They would just comment on my posts and say like, oh, this is fire or whatever, right? One day I randomly got a message from my client, well, my current client, but not at the time, basically reached out to me, asked me how much I charge for a vlog edit. At first, I assumed the worst because I saw that he was a dropshipper, and dropshippers and just e-commerce people in general in the video editing space don't have the best reputation, because they're known for underpaying, even though they say they make all this money and stuff, but they underpay and they bargain whenever they can, right? So I just assumed with this guy that this is what he was like as well. So I nearly didn't reply to him. I still think about this to this day. Like, I nearly did not reply to the guy and I nearly left him on red, because by that point I was just sick of like working with bad clients, right? And I just assumed that he was one. But then I thought, what's the harm in just naming my price? Because my price, I had a base price which I would never go underneath, and that was $500 for a vlog. Most clients would not pay that, because to them that is way too much, even though it's not, with the amount of hours and the amount of value that I believe that I provide. Most clients don't see that and they're not willing to pay that. So that was my way of filtering these guys out. I named my price to him, $500. And I kid you not, literally within like, I think like 10 minutes or something, he gets back to me saying, oh yeah, that should work. Like, it just straight away, yes, no pushback, no trying to negotiate with the price or anything like that. It was just like, oh yeah, that should work. And then I got a bit cheeky and I was like, by the way, I charge full pay up front before I start working, which is a normal thing to do. But when you first start working with a client, and especially with me, I didn't have much of a portfolio. I just had some like Twitter posts and stuff. I didn't have much behind me for him to trust me to do that. But again, straight away, he was like, yeah, no problem. And then he just paid me straight away. I sent the link, and again, literally within 5 minutes, he sent me the money. And I think by that point, I was like, okay, this is a good client. This is a good client. So long story short, I did the vlog with him. It went well. He loved the vlog. I loved working with him, and I loved working on the vlog. After that, after it was uploaded and we were done with that, he just kind of went quiet and he wasn't recording any more vlogs. And I didn't hear from him for a few months actually, until a couple months later he gets back to me saying that he's either recording a vlog or he's got one recorded. I can't remember. We did that vlog again. It went well. Like everything went smoothly. He really liked the editing. He liked my work. I loved working with him, blah, blah, blah. And then at that moment, I thought, first of all, he pays well. Like, I'm very happy with the payment I'm getting. He's a very nice client, very chill. I very much enjoy working with him. At that point, that was the happiest I'd been working. Well, just video editing in general. That was the happiest I'd been since I started, you know? Because before that, I was just miserable. I was working with terrible clients, low paying. I was not happy. So for once, I was actually like, damn, maybe the fruits of my labor, all this like trench work is kind of finally paid off and I finally found the right guy. So I thought, let me try pitch this guy getting on a retainer, taking things more seriously, being more consistent, whether that's more vlogs or just more content in general, whether that's talking head or his thing for dropshipping was screen share tutorial videos. So more of them because he hadn't done any of them for ages as well. So then I thought, I enjoy working with this guy. He pays well. He's very chill client, my ideal kind of client, and I'm very happy working with him. Why not pitch to him about becoming more consistent and getting on a retainer? So I pitched to him about uploading more videos, being more consistent and stuff, and just making this a proper thing, right? I framed it around his business, how it would drive him more leads, drive him more mentorship sales, and just overall make him more money. Because this is why he does content, because he has a mentorship and he has his dropshipping business, which is already successful, but it's just gone quiet because he's stopped uploading content. And when I framed it that way, he understood it straight away. So then, long story short, this turned into my current retainer. It didn't start off at 4K per month. It actually started off at 3.2K. But then I was on that retainer for a few months. Again, just providing so much value. Like, he was happy working with me. He liked the job I was doing. And naturally, over time, my role just kind of progressed more and more, and I took on more responsibility. Not when I say more responsibility, I don't mean more time-consuming work. If anything, it was the opposite. But he trusted me more, and he allowed me to hire a VA under me to take on some of the videos that I was doing manually and some of the other manual tasks. So also a thumbnail designer who I currently coordinate with on each video to make sure that's all good. I deal with the title and packaging now and stuff like that. So my role is more responsible and it's more important, but I work way less hours than I did when I was manually video editing everything. So therefore, I asked for a pay rise and it's now gone to 4K per month. And this is still just the start, and it can keep on going up and up and up. This didn't all happen overnight. This wasn't just some crazy strategy that I discovered. I just posted the right content, you know, the content that I enjoyed making. Even though it got less views, it got me my ideal dream client, right? I just posted the right content that I enjoyed making. Even though it didn't get any views or engagement, the right person found it. I did a good job. I did my part. I provided value towards him. I gave him ideas. I gave him my own input. So it wasn't just a case of him giving me instructions and me editing it. I actually provided him value. And then after all that, you know, he saw the value in me. I pitched the idea of being consistent and he chose me. Oh, by the way, something I didn't mention, when he was negotiating the retainer with me, he was also talking to an agency because he was looking at different options, right? Now, when he asked me about my price of what I will charge per month on the retainer, bearing in mind, he knows that I'm just a video editor and I know myself, I'm just a video editor. Now, I trust my ability to be able to learn things and I think I'm, you know, fairly intelligent with these kind of things. I have a brain, but this agency, they deal with everything. They deal with like the scripting, they deal with the content ideas, the video editing, everything. So they blow me out the park in terms of what they can do for him. But because he saw the value in me. He saw that I was a human being, but the main thing that he saw was the potential with me, you know? He specifically told me that he sees me being the top guy in his whole content operation, where I've got a bunch of video editors underneath me and thumbnail designers and just the whole system. And this is his long-term vision. This is what he told me in that very first call where we were negotiating the retainer price. So this leads into section 3 now. What is the right type of client? Now you probably have a good understanding of what a good kind of client is, right? By the story I told you about my current one. The main point I want to make here is that you should absolutely avoid trying to get any and every client that you can possibly get. Any client that gets into your inbox, stop saying yes to every single one, please. I'm telling you, please, even though it might be an easy paycheck, it might be the easiest job you will ever do that takes you 10, 20 minutes to earn $100 or something. Please stop doing them. You are lowering your standards. This is the main thing. You need to have a certain standard with the type of client that you want. The goal is not to have 7 different clients paying you $50 each per video. The goal is to build a relationship with 1 or 2 or even 3 clients. I'd say 3 might be a push. I'd say 2 maximum you want a good relationship with, because not only will you, first of all, understand exactly what their goals and needs are with the edits and their content in general. So therefore there is less revisions and less input from them for you, but you're also just building a good relationship with your clients. So over time you can charge more money and they will pay it because they understand the value that you give them. But you should only pick clients who do genuinely understand the value that you provide. If they don't understand that, don't work with them. Please do not work with them. It is a dead end. You might earn easy paychecks, but you will never ever make more than 1K per month, or let's say 2K per month maximum doing this. And you're just going to be miserable. You're going to be working crazy hours. You're just not going to be happy doing what you do. And the whole reason why you got into this is to have, I'm assuming, location and time freedom. You want to be able to work from anywhere in the world. You know, like me in Bangkok right now, living a pretty good life. You know, I'm pretty happy. That's the goal. Now, I know this is very generic advice, but you need to niche down. Otherwise, you're going to stay broke. So similar point to the clients, you know, taking on any client that you can get. If you're also doing any kind of video editing that you can get, you know, one client might be a gamer. So you'll be editing gaming videos. And then the next client is a business owner. So then you'll be editing business videos. And then the third one is like someone who wants Instagram reels for, I don't know, like dog videos or something. Like, what is your niche? Like, what do you specialize in? You're not going to gain the skills and to be able to provide enough value in a certain niche to get paid more if you're just a jack of all trades and you're average at everything, but not good at one thing, right? I got good at understanding business owners and what kind of content will make them more money. And a big point I want to make as well, I think I mentioned it earlier as well, but you're never going to make good money editing gaming videos for a gamer. They're not making enough money to pay you well. We're talking the top 0.1% of gaming YouTubers who will genuinely have enough money to be paying you a good rate. And even then, I don't think you're going to be happy because you're still going to be working crazy hours. You're still going to be on tight deadlines. I mean, listen, I've edited my own gaming videos when I was a kid, you know, my own Minecraft videos and RuneScape videos and stuff. Like, I've edited some gaming videos, but it was from a different time and it was my own videos. So like, they're different, but editing gaming videos nowadays in 2026 for that kind of client, I can't think of anything worse. That just does not sound appealing to me whatsoever. I'm happy working no more than 4 hours per day, working with an extremely chill client who pays me damn well. As long as I do a good job and I continue providing my value, I'm good. Now, I wanted to have this last point here. Stop doing outreach. Now, I'm talking in my personal experience here, right? I know outreach can work. And if anything, it can be the right thing to do. But I'd be lying to you guys if I said if I was experienced in outreach, if I was good at outreach. But I've done it. I've done it at the start. I've done it early on when I was trying to find clients when I had none. And I must have sent out about 200 different emails. The only replies I would get would be like no more than like 2 or 3 in that amount of emails. But I want to explain what did work for me. And again, I was speaking about it earlier, was building my personal brand on Twitter. So I don't have a big personal brand. I've got 240 followers. 270 followers. I don't have a lot of followers, but I think besides maybe the first 2 that I ever got video editing because I had no portfolio, every single one of my clients that I have worked with have been inbound leads from my videos, whether that is the flashy editing or the vlog editing. Guys, post your edits on Twitter. And the main point I want to make here, right? Again, what I was saying earlier, stop posting videos that are going to do well for the algorithm. Like these posts, like these flashy edits that do genuinely do well on Twitter, they get a lot of views, they get a lot of engagement, they get you a lot of inbound leads. That's not the goal here. You want to be posting the videos that you want to make, right? So in my experience, I was niched down as a vlog editor, so I would post my vlog edits, okay? Because yeah, sure, I would not get a lot of views, I would not get a lot of engagement, and I would not get a lot of inbound leads. But whenever I did get an inbound lead, it's because someone was specifically looking for a vlog editor. So it's about finding the right person. The right person will find you if you put yourself out there. And that's exactly what happened with me with my client. And now, yeah, that leads me into section 4. I mean, I've just literally explained this point about posting content that you like to make, but does not get views. Please, guys, just post it. Just post it. Stop looking at all these posts you see on Twitter, on Instagram that do really well. They get a ton of likes. It's all meaningless. And if anything, all the likes and all the comments that you get, they're all just from other creators. They're all from other video editors saying, oh, this is a fire edit. Like, bro, you're not paying me. Like, I don't care about, like, as nice as it is to get that dopamine hit of like, oh, you know, people praising your work and stuff like that. It is nice. And that's why I kept on doing them, because it was a nice dopamine hit. That does not get you your dream ideal client who will pay you well and you will be happy working with. That's just not how you will get that client. Now, this whole section that I wrote here was about, first of all, like it says, landing the client, but also keeping them. Because yeah, sure, you might land the client, but if you don't know how to keep them, then they're just going to go to the next guy, right? Even if these clients land in your inbox and you land a job with them and stuff like that, and you do a job and you might even do a good job, I promise you guys, you will not keep them if you are acting like a robot. If you're going to take anything from this video, make it this point. Stop acting like a robot. Please stop acting like a robot. Just act like a normal person. Literally talk to them like they are your mate, right? Be professional, of course, but at the same time, call them bro. Talk to them like you would literally talk to anyone else. Please don't put on this crazy like formal persona, trying to sound all like professional and stuff. If that's not you, don't do it. Be yourself. Actually, maybe let me change this. Be your it sounds very generic, but it's actually true. Be yourself. Okay, it's not bold. Let me just make it bold. Okay. Be yourself. Please, guys, just be your fucking self. Take that away from this video. With your clients, be yourself. Do not act like anyone else that you're not. Guys, I promise you, the right kind of client will appreciate that way more than if you're trying to sound like someone you're not, because they will see right through that. If they see like a text that is just obviously not you, even though they don't know you, they can sense like, hey, you've used like Claude or something to write this or something, you know, they can see that. And it doesn't build any kind of relationship or trust with you, you know. It just makes you come across like a robot, like every other editor, because every other editor is doing that. And the best relationships and the best partnerships are built with being genuine and seeing who the other person actually is, because your goal here is not to be just this person video editor. Your goal is to become their partner in a way, you know, their creative partner. In my case, my role has kind of moved into a more content director role because he trusts me, because I was myself, because he actually saw the real me, you know, and he appreciated that. That's why he chose me over an agency, because the agency, they are just straight up like get your results, like robot, go, go, go. But there's no like connection there. And my client, and in my opinion, the right kind of client, they value connection with their team. And the last point I want to make here is don't wait for them to come to you about a retainer. You know, you need to be the one to give them the idea. Chances are they're not even thinking about that. They're just thinking about, okay, I'm going to record this video now, and then I'm going to send it off to the editor. I'm going to pay it to him. And that's how the system works. But you need to be the guy who explains this to them, why a retainer makes sense and why having a schedule will make him more money, will drive him more leads. You need to show him why that is the thing that makes sense, right? I was the one who reached out to him, pitching the idea of becoming more consistent and taking this whole partnership and his whole content more seriously. He never messaged me. He never said anything to me about this before. I was the one who reached out to him for it. And then if I'd never have said that and planted that seed with him, just pitching the idea of being more consistent and taking it more seriously, this current retainer I'm on, this would never have happened. I would have still been on an inconsistent per video basis with him. Yeah, sure, maybe I would have been able to charge a bit more per vlog at this point because the relationship was still good, but I was the one who took initiative to message him about being more consistent, and that's why I am where I am now. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much how I got here to 4K per month with one client working more than 4 hours per day. And I know some of you guys are probably watching thinking this sounds way too simple, but that's kind of the point. The thing is, it literally is simple. It's just not the advice that you've been taught by other people. They tell you the more clients, the better. I'm now making the most amount of money I've ever made, working the least amount of hours I've ever have to work. And I'm also the happiest that I've ever been as well. The whole reason why I got into video editing and making money online in general was so I can literally just live a life that I enjoy living, man. You know, like, as you can see, big smile on my face. Big smile on my face right here. You know, beautiful city, beautiful sunset here, nice infinity pool in my beautiful condo. That is extremely cheap, guys. Extremely cheap. You can make 2K per month and live out here and live a good life. Guys, I'm just trying to show you what's possible with not even that much locking in. I'm going to be making more videos on this kind of stuff, you know, going more into detail about some of these sections, some of the points that I made, because I kind of briefly went over them. So if you guys have any specific video ideas that you want me to make and explain more about, drop them in the comments. I'll answer them. I'll make a video on them, whatever. Just let me know. See you in the next one.